Close your eyes. Imagine waking up, not in the modern world, but in Europe. Many centuries ago, there are no alarms, no soft beds, no clean air, only darkness, damp wood, and the heavy smell of unwashed bodies. Tonight, we will quietly walk through one full day in medieval Europe, from morning to night. And as you listen, you may slowly realize you would not survive this day. And let the story begin. The first thing you notice is the cold. Not a gentle chill, but a deep, damp cold that seeps into your bones. You're lying not on a mattress, but on a thin sack stuffed with straw, laid directly on the hard earthen floor. The single room you share with your entire family is small, dark, and filled with the snores and coughs of others. The only window is a small, unglazed slit in the wall, covered by a wooden shutter that does little to keep out the biting wind. There is no central heating, no electric blanket. Your only warmth comes from the huddled bodies of your family and the coarse wool blanket covering you, which smells of smoke, sweat, and dirt. Slowly, you sit up. The air is thick. The smell is a complex mixture of wood smoke from the central hearth, unwashed clothes, stale food, and the ever-present faint odor of human waste from the chamber pot in the corner. You can hear the rustling of mice in the thatched roof above, and perhaps the squeal of a pig just outside the flimsy wooden door. This is your home, a simple wattle and daub hut. For most people in medieval Europe, this was reality. No privacy, no comfort, no escape from the filth. As the first faint light of dawn filters through the cracks in the walls, the day begins. There is no morning coffee, no hot shower, no brushing your teeth with minty toothpaste. The concept of daily bathing is completely foreign. Water has to be hauled from a river or a communal well, often a considerable distance away, and it's certainly not heated for washing. You might splash some icy water on your face, but that's the extent of your morning routine. You pull on your clothes from the day before, simple linen tunic and woolen trousers, still damp and smelling of yesterday's labor. They are stiff and scratchy against your skin. Your stomach rumbles, but breakfast is not a guaranteed meal. If you're lucky, there might be a piece of coarse, dark bread left over from last night, hard as a rock. You'd chew it slowly, trying to soften it with your saliva. Or maybe a small bowl of pottage, a watery stew of grains, and whatever vegetables were available, simmering perpetually over the fire. It's bland, gritty, and barely nutritious, but it's what will fuel you for a long day of hard physical labor. This is the dawn of your medieval day, and it has only just begun. The struggle for simple survival is the only thing on the agenda. As you step outside into the muddy, manure-strewn track that serves as a street, you take a deep breath of the fresh morning air, thick with the smoke of countless hearths and the stench of the village. Imagine waking up not to the warmth of sunlight, but to a deep, biting cold. This isn't your bed. It's a pile of straw, reused for months, soaked through with sweat, urine, and crawling with insects. You feel them, tiny legs skittering across your skin as you try to shake off sleep. You pull your blanket closer, but it offers no comfort. It smells of smoke, damp mold, and the lingering scent of sickness from its previous owner. There was no bath yesterday. There won't be one today or tomorrow. Cleanliness is a luxury you can't even dream of. Your clothes, stiff with dried mud and grime, are the same ones you slept in, the same ones you'll work in. As you force yourself to sit up, every joint in your body screams in protest. You're only 20, but you feel ancient, your body worn down by relentless hardship. Outside, the sound of a violent, racking cough cuts through the morning air. It's a familiar sound in this camp, a constant reminder of how fragile life is. That cough could be a death sentence. For many here, it will be. You stand and step outside. The world is a sea of mud and misery. The faces you see are gaunt, their eyes hollowed out by hunger and despair. This is the reality for a prisoner of war during the American Civil War. Places like Andersonville or Elmira weren't just prisons. They were factories of death where disease and starvation ran rampant. These weren't just faceless soldiers. They were sons, brothers, and fathers, just like you and me. They wrote letters home, filled with desperate hope, often never knowing if they would be read. They dreamt of a warm meal, a clean bed, the embrace of a loved one. Simple things we take for granted. Their struggle is a stark chapter in our history, a testament to the incredible resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable suffering. If you found this glimpse into history powerful, please like and subscribe for more stories that deserve to be told. Imagine you step outside your front door. The air hits you first. It's thick, heavy, a smell that never really goes away, a mix of damp earth, human waste, animal droppings, and the sweet, sickly scent of rotting food. You've grown so used to it, you barely notice the slight burn in your lungs with every breath. This is just the air. This is your normal. You look down the street. It's not really a street, more like a narrow, winding lane carved between tightly packed houses. There's no pavement, just a river of thick, dark mud that squelches under your worn-out shoes. It's a treacherous path, hiding pits and unseen obstacles. You have to watch every single step. Floating in that mud, you see everything the city discards. Last night's dinner scraps, bones gnawed clean, wilted vegetables. You see discarded rags, broken pottery, and things you'd rather not identify. There are no sewers here, no garbage collection. When you have something to throw away, you just open your window and toss it into the street below. Everyone does. It's the way of things. You see a woman across the way do just that, emptying a bucket of murky water from her second-story window with a quick shout of Gardilou, a warning to anyone unlucky enough to be passing underneath. You instinctively press yourself against the wall. A moment later, a splash echoes down the lane, a close call. As you start to walk, you hear the skittering sounds from the shadows. Rats. They're a constant presence, darting in and out of the alleyways, fat and fearless. They run over the heaps of garbage, their tiny claws making scratching sounds. You try to ignore them, but you can feel their eyes on you. They are the true kings of this city. You see a group of children, barefoot, splashing through a puddle in the middle of the lane. They're laughing, their faces smudged with dirt. For them, this is a playground. It's a stark reminder of the resilience of life, even in a place like this. But you also know the dangers lurking in that water. Disease is a constant, invisible companion. A simple cut or a scraped knee can turn deadly in a matter of days. You pass by a water pump. A small crowd is gathered, waiting their turn to fill buckets. This is the main source of water for the entire neighborhood. It's drawn from a well that's likely contaminated by all the waste seeping into the ground. People know it's not clean, but what choice do they have? You drink it, you cook with it, you wash with it, you hope for the best. The sounds of the city are a symphony of survival. The distant clang of a blacksmith's hammer, the rumble of a wooden cart's wheels struggling through the mud, the shouting of vendors hawking their wares. Fresh fish, one calls out, though the fish on his cart look anything but hot pies. Another yells, and you wonder what kind of meat fills them. You've learned not to ask too many questions. You pull your cloak tighter around you. It's not just the cold you're trying to keep out, it's the fleas. They are everywhere, living in the straw, in the fabrics, and riding on the backs of the rats. You feel a prickle on your neck and instinctively scratching. Was it just an itch or something more? You can't be sure. The thought is a constant, low-level anxiety that you carry with you every day. You don't know it yet, but these tiny insects carry a power far greater than any king or army. They carry a pestilence that can sweep through a city like wildfire. You look up at the sky, a small sliver of gray visible between the leaning, timber-framed buildings. The upper floors of the houses jut out over the street, almost touching the ones opposite, blocking out most of the sunlight. It creates a perpetual twilight down here, a world of shadows and dampness. Even on the brightest day, the sun struggles to reach the ground. You see a pig trotting down the lane, rooting through a pile of garbage with its snout. Livestock wanders freely, adding to the filth and the chaos. They are a source of food, yes, but also another source of disease. It's a trade-off everyone has accepted. Every corner you turn presents a new assault on the senses. The pungent smell from a tanner's workshop, where animal hides are being treated with foul-smelling liquids. The overpowering odor from a butcher's stall, where blood and entrails stain the ground. These are the smells of industry, the smells of life, but they blend into the background noise of decay. You notice the walls of the houses. The lower parts are stained dark with damp and grime. Moss and strange fungi grow in the cracks. The wood is warped and rotting in places. These homes are not just shelters. They are living, breathing organisms, slowly succumbing to the environment they're a part of. You feel a sense of unease, but it's a familiar one. This is the reality of your world. It's a constant struggle for survival against an environment that feels actively hostile. You have to be tough. You have to be careful. You have to be lucky. As you continue on your way, you pass a man coughing violently into his handkerchief, his body racked with spasms. No one pays him much mind. Sickness is common. Death is a frequent visitor. There's a grim acceptance of this fact. You say a silent prayer for him and for yourself. You think about the world beyond these narrow, suffocating streets. You've heard stories of green fields, clean rivers, and fresh air. It sounds like a fairy tale, a paradise you can hardly imagine. Is such a place even real? Or is it just a dream people tell themselves to get through another day? For now, this is your world. The mud, the waste, the rats, the ever-present smell. You take another shallow breath, the air still burning slightly. You just focus on the next step and the next, and hope you make it to your destination. This isn't just a historical description. It's a sensory immersion into a life that was once reality for millions. You wake up, but not because you want to. You wake up because the hunger in your belly is a gnawing beast that never sleeps. It's a constant companion, a dull ache that reminds you of your reality from the moment your eyes open. There's no gentle aroma of coffee brewing, no sizzle of bacon in a pan. There's only the cold, damp air and the gnawing emptiness. Breakfast. That word feels like a cruel joke. For others, it's a feast, a celebration of a new day. For you, it's a ritual of survival. On the rough-hewn wooden table sits your entire meal, a single piece of dark bread. It's not the soft, warm bread you might dream of. This one is hard, dense, and heavy in your hand. It feels more like a rock than food. You lift it to your nose. The smell is sharp and sour, a testament to its age and the cheap rye it's made from. Sometimes you can see the faint green or blue dusting of mold creeping along the edges. You try to scrape it off, but you know the spores have already worked their way deep inside. It doesn't matter. You have to eat it. Hunger overpowers disgust every single time. You bring the bread to your mouth. You can't just bite into it. Your teeth won't allow it. They are weak, brittle from years of poor nutrition and lack of care. You've already lost so many, leaving gaps that whistle when the wind blows. So you break off a small piece carefully, working it between your remaining teeth. You chew slowly, laboriously. The bread is tough, resisting your efforts. It's a battle to make it soft enough to swallow. The taste is as sour as the smell, a gritty, earthy flavor that coats your tongue. There's no butter, no jam, nothing to mask the taste or ease its passage down your throat. Just dry, unforgiving bread. Imagine a morning without sugar, not just cutting back on it, but a world where it's a luxury so far beyond your reach, it might as well be gold. There is no sweetness to start your day, no small comfort to look forward to, and coffee. That's a king's drink, a warm, fragrant dream you've only heard about in stories. Your morning drink is far more primal. You reach for a tin cup, its surface cold and slightly greasy. Inside is water, but this isn't the clear, pure water you might take for granted. You drew it from the communal well this morning, the same well everyone in this squalid corner of the world uses. The water has a distinct, metallic smell. It's the smell of iron, of rust from old pipes, a taste that's always present. But sometimes there's another smell mixed in, something fouler, something organic and decaying. It's the smell of sickness, and sometimes the smell of death. You know the water isn't clean. You know it carries diseases that have taken your neighbors. But what choice do you have? The thirst is a fire in your throat, even more demanding than the hunger. To not drink is a death sentence, just a faster one. So you lift the cup to your lips, and you drink. You swallow the cold, metallic liquid, trying not to think about what else might be in it. It barely quenches your thirst, but it's enough to wet your dry throat, enough to help wash down the last of the hard bread. This is your breakfast, a piece of moldy bread and a cup of tainted water. It's not enough to fill you, not enough to give you energy. It's just enough to quiet the beast in your stomach for a little while. It's just enough to get you through the next few hours, to face a day that promises nothing more than the same struggle. As you finish the last drop, the emptiness is already beginning to return. And you know, with a grim certainty, that tomorrow's breakfast will be exactly the same. This is the unvarnished truth of a life lived on the edge, a reality for millions, even today. It's a world away from our daily comforts, a stark reminder of the basic human needs that are so often unmet. Thank you for watching and for taking a moment to see a different reality. If this story moved you, please consider liking and subscribing for more content that explores the human condition. Imagine walking down a street, not so different from one you might know today. The cobblestones are uneven. The air is thick with the smells of life, cooking fires, livestock, damp earth. People are everywhere, going about their day. A merchant haggles over the price of cloth. Children chase a stray dog, their laughter echoing briefly. It's a scene of ordinary life. But then, something happens. A man just a few feet away from you stumbles. His legs give way, and he collapses onto the street. You might expect a flurry of activity, people rushing to help, cries of alarm, but there's none of that. A few heads turn, a brief, assessing glance, and then they turn away. Life continues as if nothing happened. This isn't callousness, not really. It's a grim reality. This happens often, too often. You look closer at the man on the ground. His face is disturbingly pale, a waxy, almost translucent quality to his skin. His chest rises and falls in shallow, ragged breaths. What is it this time? Is it the sweating sickness, the fever that burns through a body in a matter of hours? Is it the plague, the dreaded Black Death that leaves terror in its wake? Or is it something more mundane, but just as deadly, simple, gnawing hunger? No one really knows. There are no doctors rushing to the scene with stethoscopes and modern medicine. There are no paramedics, no ambulances. Here, medicine is a mixture of folklore, herbal remedies, and desperate hope. For most, the only recourse is prayer. They pray for mercy, for a miracle, for a reprieve from the suffering that seems to hang over everyone like a shroud. The man lies still. The crowd simply parts around him, creating a small, silent island in the stream of humanity. His presence is an inconvenience, a grim reminder of their own mortality, but not a shock. The shock has long been worn away by repetition. Later, someone will come, perhaps the watch, or a family member, if he's lucky. They will carry the body away. The space he occupied will be filled. The flow of life will close over the spot where he fell, leaving no trace. This constant, casual presence of death is perhaps the hardest thing to truly comprehend from our modern perspective. We are so used to fighting death, to delaying it, to treating it as a failure of medicine or science. But in this world, death is not an adversary to be defeated. It is a constant companion. It walks alongside everyone, every single day. Think about the psychological toll. How does it change a person to see death so frequently that it becomes unremarkable? It must breed a certain kind of resilience, a hardening of the spirit. Emotions that we would consider essential panic, immediate sympathy, a rush to aid, become luxuries that you can't afford. Wasting time on one fallen person might mean you miss the chance to buy the last loaf of bread, or you might expose yourself to whatever illness took them down. It's a brutal calculus of survival. Every decision is weighed against the razor-thin margin between living and dying. This isn't a world of heroes in shining armor. It's a world of ordinary people making impossible choices just to see the next sunrise. This reality also shapes their beliefs, their culture, their art. Why are so many historical texts, songs, and paintings filled with themes of mortality, of memento mori? Remember, you must die. Because they didn't need to be reminded. They lived it. Death wasn't a philosophical concept. It was the neighbor who was fine yesterday and gone today. It was the child who didn't wake up from their fever. This proximity to death fundamentally alters the value of life. Each day is not taken for granted. Small joys, a warm meal, a moment of sunshine, the health of your family are not just pleasantries. They are profound blessings, precious and fleeting. And what about hope? Does it even exist in a world like this? Yes, but it looks different. It's not the grand hope for a perfect future. It's a smaller, more stubborn kind of hope. The hope that the fever will break. The hope that the harvest will be good. The hope that your children will survive the winter. It's the hope that fuels the prayers whispered over the sick and the dying. It's the hope that makes a mother sing a lullaby to a feverish child, even when she knows it might be the last time. It's the tiny, resilient flame of the human spirit refusing to be extinguished, even in the darkest of times. The body on the street will be gone soon. The merchant will sell his cloth. The children will find something new to chase. The rhythm of life, punctuated by the steady beat of death, continues its relentless march forward. Understanding this world isn't just about knowing facts and dates. It's about trying to feel the weight of that reality, to understand the fear, the resignation, and the incredible, stubborn strength of the people who lived it. It's a humbling lesson, a reminder of how fragile our own sense of security is, and how much we owe to the centuries of progress that have separated us from a world where a person could simply collapse and die in the street, and life would just continue. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more journeys into the past. We'll see you in the next one. Before morning truly begins, the cold wakes you. It's a deep cold, a damp cold that settles in your bones. Your breath is visible in the air, a small white cloud that hangs for a moment before dissolving into the dimness. Moist air clings to every surface in the room, making the thin blanket feel heavier but no warmer. You can feel the straw beneath you shift. It seems alive with tiny, unseen movements. You pull the rough blanket closer around your shoulders, a futile gesture. The cold finds its way through the worn fabric. It does nothing to stop the chill. Your fingers are stiff, slow to respond. You wait, because moving hurts. Every small adjustment sends a sharp ache through your joints. You are not alone in this small space. Several other bodies sleep nearby, their forms just dark shapes in the gloom. Children, adults, all breathing the same stale air. The smell is heavy, a mixture of old sweat, lingering smoke from a fire long dead, and the unmistakable scent of illness. This room has no window, only a small opening high in the wall. Light will arrive slowly, creeping in, inch by inch. A rooster cries somewhere outside, its call sharp and sudden in the quiet. The sound is a promise of a day you are not ready for. The wooden structure of the house creaks and groans around you, settling in the cold. Someone nearby begins to cough. It's a long, wet, racking cough that echoes in the small room. No one reacts. No one stirs. Coughing is common here. Silence returns, even heavier than before. Finally, you force yourself to move. Your feet find the packed earth floor. You step into the street, and the mud immediately pulls at your feet. You can feel its cold wetness through the thin soles of your worn shoes. A cart rumbles past, its wooden wheels cutting deep ruts into the road. Waste spills from the side, adding to the filth. No one cleans it. The rain will wash it away eventually. At the well, you wait your turn in a silent line. You hold a wooden bucket, its surface smoothed by the hands of many others. When it is your turn, you lower it into the darkness. The water that comes up is cloudy, with small particles floating within it. You hesitate for only a second, Then you drink. Your stomach tightens in a familiar cramp. This happens often. Thirst is a more immediate master than fear. The hours of labor begin. They stretch into a seemingly endless expanse of time. The motion is always the same, again and again and again. Your back bends into a permanent curve. Your hands become numb, distant things that no longer feel like your own. A small cut on your finger bleeds, and the blood dries quickly, caked with dirt. You do not stop. You cannot stop. Stopping means hunger. Hunger for you and for the others who depend on you. The rhythm of the work is all that exists. You return to the shared room for a moment. A child shivers on a thin pallet of straw, wrapped in rags. Their skin is hot to the touch. Their eyes are unfocused, staring at something no one else can see. A mother sits beside them, her lips moving in whispered prayers. There is nothing else that can be done. You look away, a cold knot tightening in your own chest. It is better not to look too closely. The midday sun climbs high, beating down on the narrow street. The heat warms the mud and the waste, and the smell worsens, becoming a thick, almost physical presence in the air. Flies gather in buzzing clouds. They land on the small portions of food set out. They land on faces. They land on open wounds. You wave them away with a tired hand. They always return. A new pain begins, sharp and insistent. It starts in your lower back and radiates down your legs. Every step becomes a conscious effort. Every time you lift a load, the pain sharpens. You imagine rest. You imagine lying down just for a moment in a place that is quiet and clean. The image is a fantasy, a fleeting dream that brings no comfort. It does not come. The work continues. Dusk finally arrives, painting the sky in shades of gray and purple. Shadows lengthen, stretching like dark fingers across the ground. The sounds of the day begin to quiet. Voices become softer, more subdued. Doors creak shut. A different kind of feeling settles over the street as the light fades. Fear grows in the twilight. You feel watched, though you see no one. You keep your head down and keep moving. The evening meal is a shared pot. Thin, watery steam rises from it, carrying a faint, savory scent. You are given a small bowl. You sip the warm liquid slowly, trying to make it last, trying to convince your body that it is full. You are not full. The gnawing emptiness in your stomach remains a constant companion. Darkness settles completely. You return to the straw, to the cold, to the familiar smells of the room. In the blackness, new sounds emerge. The scratching of rats in the walls, the pop and groan of the wood as the temperature drops further. You lie down, every muscle aching with a deep, profound exhaustion. You are still hungry. You are still cold. This day will repeat tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. It continues, unchanged, until illness or injury or hunger finally brings it to an end. Breathe slowly. You are listening from a place of safety. The past is a shadow. It fades. Sleep gently now. The first thing you feel is the cold. It's not just on your skin. It's settled deep inside your bones, a permanent guest. You try to move, and every muscle screams in protest. A soft crack from your neck is the only sound you make. You sit up slowly, letting the initial wave of pain subside into a dull, familiar ache. Around you, in the dim light, other shapes are stirring, rising with the same agonizing slowness. No one speaks. There's no energy for words. We are all tired before the day has even begun. The air is thick with smells. Smoke from the morning fires, trying to cook what little there is, mingles with the ever-present stench of rot, of human waste, of decay. It's a heavy blanket that clings to your clothes, your hair, your skin. You remember a time when this smell would have made you gag, would have been unbearable. Now you barely notice it. Your senses have dulled themselves as a way to survive. Ignoring it is a small, necessary mercy. A piece of bread makes its way down the line, passed from one rough, dirt-caked hand to the next. Finally, it reaches yours. Your fingers close around it. It's hard, dry, more like a rock than food. You bring it to your mouth and chew slowly, methodically, trying to extract every bit of energy from the stale crumbs. A few pieces fall to the dirt floor, instantly lost. You watch them go. There's no point in trying to retrieve them. You must save your strength for what comes next. The work, it's always the same. Lift, carry, lower. Your body moves on its own. A machine running on fumes. Your mind, once a place of thoughts and dreams, goes quiet. It's a defense mechanism. To think is to remember what you've lost, to feel the full weight of this existence. So you empty your head and focus only on the rhythm of the labor. Lift, carry, lower, again and again. This is how the hours dissolve. Your body aches, your hands are raw, but your mind is blessedly, terrifyingly blank. The sun, a pale disk behind a constant haze of smoke and dust, crawls across the sky. Time has no meaning here, only the completion of one task and the start of another. Then, a pause in the rhythm. Someone beside you has fallen. They don't get up. There's no gasp, no cry for help, just a sudden stillness. We all stop for a moment, a brief, silent acknowledgement. We look, not with shock, but with a detached understanding. Then the work resumes. The body will be dealt with later. It has to be this way. To show emotion, to mourn, would be a waste of precious energy. We have learned that survival is a colder, harder thing. This has become normal. A stray beam of weak sunlight breaks through the smog, touching your face. It's a ghost of warmth, a fleeting reminder of a world that no longer exists for you. You close your eyes for just a second, soaking in that tiny sensation. It's a dangerous indulgence, a crack in the wall you've built around your heart. The moment passes, you open your eyes and return to the task. Lift, carry, lower. The brief connection to the past is severed. Your skin is a constant torment. It itches, always. The bites from unseen insects swell into angry red welts. You can't help but scratch, your nails digging into your own flesh until you draw blood. You wipe it away on your ragged sleeve and try to ignore the stain. You know what this means? A break in the skin is an open door for infection, for sickness. And here, sickness is a death sentence. It's a slow, insidious threat, another enemy in a world full of them. As the day ends, exhaustion becomes a physical force, pulling you down. Your legs tremble with each step. Your balance falters. You have to move slower, concentrating just to stay upright. No one says anything. No one hurries you along. Look at any face around you, and you see the same bone-deep weariness reflected in their eyes. We are all just a collection of tired bodies, moving through the motions, running on the last dregs of our will to live. Evening brings a different kind of quiet. We huddle together, not for comfort, but for shared warmth from a small, sputtering fire. The flames paint our faces in flickering orange and deep shadow. No one talks. Words are a luxury we can't afford. We just sit, staring into the fire, lost in our own private emptiness. The only sounds are the crackle of the wood and the sigh of the wind. In this shared silence, we are completely, utterly alone together. Finally, you can lie down. You return to your spot, to the thin layer of straw that does little to soften the hard ground. The smell of rot and sweat and earth is the same as it was this morning. It's the smell of your life now. Your body sinks down, every bone, every muscle surrendering to a state that is not quite rest, but a temporary cessation of pain. You close your eyes. You don't dream. You don't hope. You just lie there in the cold and the dark, and you wait for tomorrow when it will all begin again. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please consider subscribing for more narrative journeys.